Game Time offer high school tickets to the state championship game?
I can look. I do not know the answer, but I will have an answer by the end of the day.
I don't know that they do.
OHSAA controls all that, I think.
Yeah, but like, what about resale? Like,
I don't know. Do those sell out?
I don't know that they sell out, but for the prime tickets, I'm wondering. I only asked because my alma mater is playing in the state championship game. They beat Glenville Friday night. I watched the game. All of them were on stream or OHSAA TV. They held Glenville to 3 first downs.
Wow. Perkins, right? Perkins. I didn't see that. I didn't know.
That's crazy.
It was incredible.
Wow.
It was.
Well, speaking of good defense,
Avon's
Jay,
playing for his state championship too.
I saw they advanced.
Yeah.
Speaking of good defense, we have to talk a little bit about Darius Garland's effort last night against Jason Tatum. We'll give you the numbers in a sec, but I want to start by playing a little soundbite from Darius. After the game, the main point of conversation was Donovan's fourth quarter and Darius being singled out every single possession by Boston, mostly by Jason Tatum. It happened against Atlanta as well. I asked him at some point, do you just take that as a sign of disrespect? And this was Darius's answer.
Try to make it difficult for him. Try to make him make a tough 2 or either drive into our bigs. And that's the luxury that we have as smaller guards up there. Just trying to make them a driver into our 2 7-footers that's 2 of the best in the league that just protect the rim. So, yeah, no threes or like a tough contested 2 or finish over our 7-footers down there. I'm going to take that challenge, whatever it is. I'm no punk. So if y'all want to switch and try to X me out and try to just hunt me out, that's cool. I ain't no punk, though. I'm going to take a challenge.
So DG says he's not a punk. The numbers bear out. He did a pretty good job guarding Jason Tatum in those isolation situations yesterday. According to NBA tracking data, in yesterday's game, Tatum took 15 shots with Darius as his primary defender. He scored 15 points on 15 shots. He averaged less than 1 point per possession, and according to NBA tracking data, of those 15 shot attempts, 13 were contested 2s or 2-point shots. Only 2 were 3s, which is a vast difference from how Boston typically operates their offense. G, you mentioned it before, so I'll let you start. How impressed were you with DG's defensive performance last night in those switch situations?
I didn't see that soundbite, but I think he was talking to a lot of people. Darius Garland, was you talking to me? Was you talking to a lot of people out there? Last year when we was on you, we was giving you a lot of grief. And you had the demeanor wasn't right, and you've talked about some of the things you had going on for you last year. And I think that when you say I ain't no punk, that means like you talking to a lot of people who was questioning your game, questioning your heart, your intensity. And I like that you doubled down on that. This is a different Darius Garland. This is a different type of energy. I like that energy. I like you taking the challenge. Defense is all about attitude and want to. That's it. That's all there is to it. When you making a guy spin 3-4 times, look at this. Now, Jason Tatum is usually one dribble to the rack. Nah, he's moving his feet, sliding, moving his hands, making him turn directions and getting to where he needs to go. And guess what? He got him by like 5-6 inches. This is the one I like right here. Look, nah, shot contested, get up out of here.
Yeah, but Mike, this entire montage is Tatum making every shot.
And that's
what happened.
No. I noticed that too. But what you notice is the level of defense.
Bro.
Like he's going to make those shots. He's got a 5-inch advantage over him.
If he's going to hit that, you shake his hand. But guess what? That is tough to do that.
I missed those last two. Yeah,
you see in the beginning, it's easy hitting them shots. But when you got to do that time after time after time after time.
That was a big one right there.
And you making them miss.
It makes them pay.
That's the point we make here. And this is the effort the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to have to play with to beat the Celtics. Because guess what? Jaylen Brown wasn't in here. Jaylen Brown wasn't playing in this game. Derek White didn't play in this game. And they got some extra pieces. We need some pieces to come back. Yeah. But I'll say this. This level of intensity is the level of intensity that we didn't see against the Hawks.
Every time you make him drive, even though he's good at it, it's a win for the Cavs to some degree.
That is,
they're not shooting a 3. They're not shooting a 3-pointer.
That's right.
And that's Mike and I were talking about this post game even before anybody started talking. The Cavs put the worm on the hook, and Jason Tatum bit the hook all night because you would rather have JT in the lane than Boston shooting a 3. So it's almost like you put a saddle on DG and tell him just ride him wherever he goes.
Yep.
Because you would
That
rather.
was crazy.
I will take.
That was crazy.
It sounds counterintuitive.
It's a great analogy, though.
But that was so.
It sounds
smart.
It sounds counterintuitive to say you want Jason Tatum in the lane in a mismatch, but I'm telling you right now, especially without Jaylen Brown on the floor, Jason Tatum in the lane on a mismatch is better than Kristaps Porzingis shooting a three.
Yeah.
Or Peyton Pritchard shooting a three. Or JT shooting a three.
And he missed 8 of those.
And so how many shots did he take last night? 30, 27?
In the game?
Yeah.
Let me pull it back. I have the.
I think we talked about it last night. I think he took 27 shots and 15
He took 27
were twos.
shots. 15 were with Darius guarding him, and of his 27 shots, only 9 came from the three-point line, which means 18 of his attempts were 2-point attempts.
I am skeptical.
That's a win.
I am skeptical that they can switch Darius onto guys like Jason Tatum.
That's the plan, though, Jason. Right? Like
You
here's
can't
the
do
thing.
that regularly,
No.
though.
But if you to Jason Tatum's to his defense, that's the mismatch. They felt like that. Oh, we got what we wanted.
You attack
That's
the
the game
mismatch.
plan.
Yes, you attack the mismatch. I'm saying from the Cavs' perspective, Darius is small and he's had a ton of injuries. Now, every team doesn't have a Jason Tatum.
Right.
But I just don't know if you can do this every night and have him, because guys are just going to keep attacking him.
I echo
He's
that,
going to
Jay.
wear down. He's going
Yeah.
to get hurt.
He's not
And
built
that's
for that.
And that's what you have to be, because you need this guy on the floor. He's showing you again this year how good of an offensive dynamic player he can be. You need him on the floor to win games. And his offense is more important than his defense. I get what Kenny's saying. I get it. But at the same time, I don't know that this is a sustainable thing every single night. But it sure worked last night because the Celtics took the bait.
He's got to be careful. I agree with you in the regular season, but come playoff time, then it's all hands on deck. I mean,
Sure.
they have to
Yeah,
do that.
but when you get into a playoff series with the Celtics, and if everything goes well, that's where this ends. In an Eastern Conference Championship, Boston v. Cleveland.
Yeah.
7 games in a row of that.
Yeah.
They're going to learn, and Jason will learn, don't take the bait. I want you to play that montage again, not the whole thing, but I'm sure you guys saw it too. I'll answer DG's question for him. Or it was a question, are they disrespecting? Yeah, they are disrespecting you. Watch what Tatum does walking down the floor after this shot. Watch it. The midget.
Too small.
The too small.
He does the too small. International symbol for you're too small. Well, that was early in the game, if my memory serves. What he found out afterwards, at the end of the game, was the little man wore him down. He did take the bait, Jason. You're absolutely right. And I was surprised. I kept saying eventually they're going to figure this out, and they're going to swing it to other guys. They're a three-point shooting team. And Darius basically said, we're going to make you shoot twos. I'm guarding you. You know you can get past me. And in those matchups, he missed 8 of those shots.
Yeah.
So it's a winning strategy for one night.
Right.
It definitely can't be employed for the season. He's not built to. He won't hold up to that. In a series, it will be very fascinating to see how Boston adjusts to that night after night.
I still want to see both these teams at full strength because the Cavs were missing a ton of guys in the first game. Boston was missing Jalen last night, who's obvious, and Derek White are huge to what they do.
Very big.
Cavs are still without Dean Wade, still without Max Strus. So I would really like to see both
When do they
of
play
these.
again?
I don't know. I don't think for a while.
They play twice again in February.
It's a long time.
And I know we probably got to move on. But
no, we're good.
We okay? All right, 2 things I wanted to mention. Evan Mobley really struggled against Porzingis.
He did.
And Mobley, obviously, we talked about what a great series he had last year against Boston. First game against Boston, he was great. What was the missing piece and all that? Porzingis wasn't out there. Kristaps was out there last night. Evan had, I think, 5 turnovers. Really struggled through 3 quarters, a little bit better in the fourth. But Karras and Evan combined, I think, had 10 turnovers last night. So just something to circle and watch, especially with Evan really struggling against somebody with size. Now we'll see Denver coming to town this week, how they attack Jokic and how much Evan has him. And that's a matchup where I think you want to put Jared on him as much as you can. And then the second thing, we touched on it briefly, the decision to foul I thought was brilliant. And Kenny even, and this is like a hot topic point in the NBA, is do you foul or not? Do you intentionally, when you're up 3, do you foul or not? Because you're giving them, especially a team like Boston with as many 3-point shooters as they have. And I thought it was great strategy. And Kenny said, I was not a foul guy previously. I've changed on that. I've come around. And I didn't get the chance. I wanted to ask him, Was that Golden State? Was that the International? Like, at what point did he change? But he said he's come around on that, and he said, like, traditionally it's supposed to be like the last 10 seconds, and he said last night, screw that. Foul him. Yeah. Just foul him. Don't even let him get to the line. Yes, it slows the game down. It brings it to a grinding halt. It's ugly. It's choppy. But it's how you have to win in tight games against good three-point shooting teams. I thought it was a brilliant strategy.
And kudos to them for knocking the free throws down, too. You can't employ that type of strategy unless you got, people who can get up there.
You have to make them on your end. You have to make them on your end
and knock them down. So,
but to eliminate Boston's best weapon, which is their three-point shooting,
they never got a shot,
and they never got. Nope. And really, I meant to double check this. Watching it live, I didn't go back and look. It felt like the ball was not in Tatum's hands a lot at the end.
Oh,
they went to Pritchard.
Yeah, they had it. Right. Which, I mean, Pritchard's a good player, fine. If I'm Boston, you want the ball in Jason Tatum's hands.
Sure. I mean, Pritchard didn't miss though.
I thought it was crazy how it worked out.
I thought
both teams hit all of their free throws.
But I was surprised again on that last foul that Pritchard didn't immediately try to go up and shoot as soon as he got the ball, knowing they were going to try to foul.
Right.
It happened so fast.
Yeah,
it was quick.
Half a second, I think they said.
But he was trying to pass.
Yeah, I mean,
which seemed odd.
He said he was trying to draw them in and then kick out before they got fouled so they could get an open three. But it's such a fine line. You're threading such a tiny needle.
Did you like I liked the missed free throw strategy. I thought they might do it one more time. I thought they might wait one more time. So foul Cleveland, another 4/10 click off. And then I thought they would try it later because essentially if that doesn't work there, the game is over. It's like going for two when you're down 16 on the first possession or 15 and you miss it. Now the game's over.
I think you always go for two without 15.
They were just trying to.
That's the right math.
Yes, it is the right math, but when you miss it, the game's over. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, but in that case,
because you could wait until the second touchdown to do it.
I know, but
I thought Boston was going to kick it down the can one more time in the hopes that you put Cleveland on the line one more time.
But once they brought in their extra 7-footer, you knew they were going to do that.
You felt like it was coming at that point. God, I'd love to look at that again. They only played the replay once and one angle, and it was behind. I would love to see other angles because, to me, and I think it was I think it might have been Doherty that said it. Whoa! After when they replayed it, whoa, that was very close. That might have been the wrong call because obviously he has to have the ball in his hands before his foot hits, and it was so bang bang.
Yeah, it's close. Missing free throws is an art. We used to actually practice missing free throws in practice.
He did.
It was perfect.
He slammed it off the front of the rim, and it came right back to him.
And it was so fast.
Yeah, no,
it was in and it was out.
Yeah, no, which is part of the strategy. Don't give them time to get ready for it.
It was an incredible missed free throw. Obviously, it benefited the Cavs, but the actual execution of what he did,
perfect,
split second off.
By the way, the Cavs broadcast. Some people get mad at me. I don't care. Much better with Brad Doherty calling.
Brad Doherty's incredible.
There
was a stretch in the last 2 minutes last night. Brad went on like a little bit of a rant. Not a rant. During one of the timeouts, they kept it there. And they were recapping some of the highlights. And one of the plays was that Okoro touch pass leading to the dunk. But his energy level, his enthusiasm, his knowledge of the game, it's no disrespect to the other guy because we know what he is and we all love him. But from a technical standpoint,
it's much better.
Brad is incredible.
Yeah.